Radio Vuka.
Come in, goodness me. Sorry for the staking,
No, please don't worry on our account.
Well, we don't mind at all. Can I just put these papers over here?
Oh, golly gosh, Doc, yes. Yeah, let me take them from you. Sorry, Doc. Denton, just wait 2 ticks and I'll make some space on that other chair for you. No. Don't lift those box piles yourself.
It's all right, Anil. I can cope with a little light weightlifting, even at my advanced age.
It's not that. I just don't want to embroil you in my mess. There we go. Take a seat, right? Now, let me just move these ledges, then we can actually see one another.
What's going on here, Anil? I've never seen your office in such chaos.
Yeah, Doc, we're in the middle of a massive stock take, so I'm cross-checking all our orders, deliveries and sales as we go.
Not a task I'll be volunteering to help with any time soon. Sounds like a nightmare.
All part of the business, you know, Denton. Chaos, but at least ordered chaos, I hope.
Oh, I'm sitting on something. There we go. Oh, petty cash. Jan-Feb 2012 receipt book. I imagine you won't want that going astray.
No, thank you. I'll pop it in here. Now, what can I do for you two gentlemen?
We have a proposition for you.
Ah, fantastic. I love propositions.
You know Silas has got this modelling job in Canada for a ridiculous amount of money, an opportunity not to be missed, blah, blah, blah. And once again, Radio Vuka has got to carry the can for a flighty staff member.
Doc says he's already there.
That's right, and of course our major concern is that he was committed to go to Radio Happy-Go-Lucky with Gift in the next couple of weeks, and we simply have to honour our promise to them.
And you've found a solution?
We think so. Harold has offered to go in Silas's place. He's a veteran on all the radio technique stuff, and he thinks he's got a pretty good handle on sports reporting from watching Silas.
And he's jealous that I improved on my isiZulu while I was down there, and he wants to outdo me.
No, jokes aside, we think it's a workable solution, but we wanted to run it by you.
I think it's a jolly good idea, Doc. But we must give Mr. Ngoba a call first to see if he has any objections. I know they were particularly keen on the idea of having a specialist in sports reporting.
Right, we'll give him a call.
On the subject of Radio Happy-Go-Lucky, I chatted to Vanesh last night, and he was asking how we're getting on with their new second-hand equipment.
Well, I'm not sure exactly, but I'll ask Mr. Ngoba when I phone him about the potential change of plan for their Vuka mentors.
Excellent.
Oh, sorry, let me Oh, it's Harold.
Well, you'd better take it.
Yes, go ahead.
Whitfield the werewolf in hot water.
Hello, Harold.
Doc, I'm so terribly sorry, but I'm afraid I'm stuck in Cape Town.
Oh.
You know I came down to the weekend to shoot pickups in the winelands. Well, I was due to fly home this morning, but it's just been disaster after disaster. The cameras have been playing up, and they've had to extend shooting to today. I'll be back this evening, but it does mean I won't be there for Between the Lines today.
Oh, dear.
What's going on?
Sorry, Doc. I never intended... Sorry, Doc, are you talking to me?
No. That was for Denton.
Well?
Denton, I'm trying to listen to Harold.
Oh, he's in a state, isn't he? He's going to hit the ceiling when you tell him.
Never mind about that.
I really am just so embarrassed and sorry, Doc. I know how crazy it's been for you lately. I tried to get them to postpone the last few pickups to the next weekend and got Bob Schickenberg to agree.
Harold?
Now something else has come up and there's simply nothing he can do, you know. So unfortunately, I'm stuck here.
Don't worry. Harold will make a plan.
A plan for what? Let me speak to Whitfield.
Just breathe, Denton. I hope it goes smoothly today, and don't worry about Vuka. Concentrate on what you need to do, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, thanks, Doc, and apologies again.
Tomorrow? This is madness, Doc. I thought his filming...
Their filming was delayed because of technical hitches, and today's the only day that Bob chap can do the rest of Harold's pickups.
For crying in a bucket! And after he was so self-righteous about Silas flying off to Canada at a whim, the respect owed to the station, and goodness knows what other high moral judgment Harold was bandying about, but when it comes to his film career, different rules, apparently.
Denton, it is just one day.
1 day, yes, with Reuben still away.
It really isn't the end of the world, Denton. Harold was sure he'd be back this morning. He did everything he could, and sometimes these things happen.
Yeah, we just got to roll with it, which we're jolly good at.
You were too soft on him, Doc.
He felt terrible, Denton, and shouting wasn't going to magic him back to Gauteng, was it?
Ma, I'm done with the tomatoes. What next?
Shorty, the baby spinach over there. Gentle with the leaves.
Shorty, no tearing.
Ah, gentle is my middle name, Mosiba.
Oh, sometimes Shorty, sometimes it's also Mr. Tall Story.
Ah, Ma, what are you trying to say, Exe?
Nothing, Shorty. I'm just joking with you. Oh, I'm so glad you came to help me today. Usually I've got Ruben here to make things go double fast with the picking, and then he helps me with the heavier boxes.
Ah, no problemo. It's nice to be out here in the early morning with the nature in the dew.
It's a good way to start the week.
And Ruben's garden is just growing and growing all the time. He's got more vegetables than ever before.
Now you know why the food at Carla's is always so delicious.
Okay, that's all of them piled up. Where does Ruben keep his cardboard boxes?
On the back stoop, just there.
Okay, cardboard boxes on the way. Hey! Hey!
Hey, but what?
Shh. Look there, by the stoop.
Hey, but where?
There!
Oh no, that window!
It's smashed!
Oh no, Shorty, someone's broken into Ruben's house, Aibo.
Oh, Radok, you're sly, eh?
Oh, yes? And why's that?
Well, I didn't know you were planning a show on healthcare.
Neither did I till a few days ago. An article in the paper about the National Health Insurance caught my eye, and since then I've been doing some more research into it.
Yeah, I've been picking up bits and pieces about this along the way. It sounds a bit like the government wants to set up something like they have in America, where everyone has to be on health insurance to get healthcare.
Well, yes and no. Yes, in that the financing of healthcare will be run through an insurance scheme. No, in that you'll have access to insurance no matter what your employment status or level of earning is.
You mean that some Americans don't have access to free healthcare at all?
I think there are some social benefit schemes where the state contributes to insurance premiums.
Geez, I should hope so.
What I mean is that the whole intention behind the South African health insurance scheme is to make the health system more socially effective than it is now.
Okay, cool. So, how does it work? How do you pay your premiums then?
So, at the moment there's private health insurance and private healthcare.
Yes?
And then there's state-funded public healthcare.
Sure.
So, if everyone pays into a central health insurance, all the resources are pooled and there will be more funding available to ensure that everyone is receiving the health service they need, no matter what their economic situation.
Oh, got you.
And that includes prevention, treatment, and rehabilitation.
Oh, that sounds amazing. So people are paying different amounts for the same health plans, depending on their earnings.
I'm not sure of the finer details, and they're still being worked out, but I think that's roughly how it'll work.
Well, any plan to strengthen our health system is a great idea. I mean, our public hospitals and clinics have been taking strain for years and years now because of how under-resourced they are.
And that's putting it mildly.
But would it work?
That's what the government is trying to thrash out at the moment. Affordability is the key while making sure we can really start delivering services on the major health issues.
Which are what? HIV, AIDS, and TB?
And maternal, newborn, and child disorder-related deaths, violence, injury, and non-communicable diseases like diabetes, heart disorders, cancer.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how the debate goes in Parliament and how they decide to put it all in place.
Absolutely. It'll be no mean feat. Are we on?
Yep, here we go. In 5, 4...
I was ready to run up to that projector, pull all the film off the reel and cut it into little pieces with my nail clippers.
Harold, don't be so melodramatic. Anyway, it probably wouldn't have done much good. I'm sure it's all backed up digitally.
V, how can you be so calm? I'm telling you that Werewolf in the Winelands is possibly the most shameful thing I've done in my entire career, and all you can say is I'm sure it's backed up digitally.
Shh, Harold, you'll wake Faith.
My portrayal of that werewolf is embarrassing beyond belief.
I'm sure it wasn't that bad, darling. You just got a shock because you hadn't seen any of the daily rushes before. Why didn't you make a point of seeing the dailies, by the way?
I didn't want to see the rushes while we were still shooting because I thought it might make me self-conscious in performance.
Good point. But you could have waited till the premiere.
Well, that was my plan. But then on Sunday, Bob said they'd put some scenes together and didn't I want to see them? And you know how charming he can be when he wants to. So I thought, there's just a few pickups left to go, why not?
Bad idea.
Worst idea. Except now at least I know my career is going to be shot to pieces, as opposed to finding out at the premiere and then actually having to face people afterwards. What?
Darling, whenever you finish a film, you declare that your performance will be panned and that you'll be consigned forever to the garbage heap as an actor. And it never happens.
Well...
Quite the opposite, actually. The movies are raging successes, you get more and more lauded, and the next film is lined up almost as soon as the one you've just done has gone off circuit.
Yes, that might have been the case in the past, but I really dropped the ball on this one, V. And no one, not the audience, not the critics, not even you, is going to buy 1 second of my performance in that ghastly, unspeakable wolf suit. What's so funny?
Sorry, darling. I can't help saying it, but you've cried wolf once too often for me to believe you.
Veronica, this is serious.
I know, darling. I can hear that. But I really think you have nothing to worry about. And anyway, there's nothing you can do about it. So listen to your wife, calm down, and forget about it.
Can't! It's not that simple to calm down and forget about it when you're faced with an out-and-out disaster.
No, darling, this is not a disaster. A disaster is what happened to poor Reuben today.
Reuben? How do you mean?
Shorty and Innocence were at his place this morning picking vegetables for Carla's. They discovered someone's broken in and totally cleaned him out.
After I got divorced, I didn't think anything as difficult would ever happen to me again.
Do you think the last few weeks have been as bad as that period in your life?
It's different, I suppose. But yes, I think I've been just as stressed over this period as when I got divorced.
And you haven't even had one drink?
Not one.
Goodness, Reuben.
Oh, Reuben, that is just so wonderful to hear. Not about what's happened recently, but about the drinking.
Or the not drinking.
Exactly. You must be incredibly proud.
I don't think I can afford to be proud, V. This drinking thing is too tenuous. There are still times when I feel it could go either way.
Like last night?
Exactly like last night. When I got home and found my house in such a state, all I wanted to do was pour myself something stiff and drink it in one gulp.
I'm so sorry about the burglary, Reuben.
It was the last thing I needed.
How's the house now?
Is there much damage?
I managed to clean it up a bit. They really left a terrible mess.
I don't understand why burglaries are such violent experiences. Why destroy a person's house? Just take what you want and leave.
Because they're looking for money and jewellery and things like that, Harold. Those sorts of things are often hidden away.
Well, what exactly did they take?
I haven't managed to figure out exactly what's missing, Doc. They took my laptop and camera.
Valuables.
I had some jewelry in the house, but that's still there. My wedding ring is still there.
Maybe they were disturbed by someone or something and left before they could get to everything.
You really don't deserve this, Reuben, especially after what you did for Pearl.
I didn't do anything. Sabran's the hero of that story, ironically enough.
You went to find her. Don't underplay what you did.
And may I just say that Sabrunt acted a little too late for us to put him on a pedestal.
That's true.
We mustn't deify Sabran. V's right. He let Pearl sit in that cave for far too long.
Did you find anything, Reuben, when you went off with Quentin?
Not really. I thought we would. And that's why I asked Quentin to take me up to Archie's farm in the first place.
Well, of course, he's been there before.
Oh, but then you ended up working with the police.
We tagged along. We were there when they searched Archie's farms. I think the police thought I'd be helpful if they had to negotiate with Sabrunt or Archie.
And you didn't find anything on the farms?
No. It seems Archie was very careful to get rid of anything incriminating.
That man is evil.
And so is Sabrunt. I'm sorry. I know he's your brother-in-law, Reuben, but what he did to Pearl...
It's unforgivable, V.
I'm still so grateful that they didn't hurt her.
When we heard that she'd escaped and had been picked up by the police, Quentin and I were so relieved I can't even begin to tell you.
Have you heard anything more from Sabrunt?
No. Apart from that garbled call I got from him saying he was in pain, I haven't heard anything at all.
That must have been rather disconcerting for you.
It was. But I'm more worried about that trail going cold on him and Archie than I am about Sabrunt's well-being, actually.
So they're still out there?
The police are going to keep me informed daily on how the search is going. They have to find them. They have to.
You're talking about education again, Braddock?
That's right, Gift.
Cool.
I'm actually looking specifically at the growing need for teachers.
Yeah, that's quite a big thing.
I want to highlight the need for more teachers across the country, especially teachers specializing in maths and science.
There are some people out there who think they can just walk into a classroom and teach because they did well at school or something.
This is a very serious situation.
For sure. I'm not sure the powers that be realize that, though.
It's like the textbook saga. I hear about money being spent on unimportant things and people making all kinds of excuses. What about our children?
Well, maybe now's the time for older teachers who've left the profession to come back and offer their services again.
Well, that means I'd have to leave current affairs to you and say goodbye to Radio Vuka.
Huh?
I used to teach many years ago.
Oh, cheesy, dude.
Yes.
I guess you do have that serious disciplinarian, teachery kind of thing about you.
A careful gift.
See? That's exactly what a teacher would say.
I found the environment rather stimulating, but I can't imagine myself in front of a group of learners again.
Yeah, and Big D would freak if you even mentioned the fact that you miss it.
Aspects of it, not all of it.
Just put it out of your mind, Braddock. I mean, the thought of you leaving Vuka and going back to teaching is too hectic.
He's driving me up the wall, Denton.
What's he doing now, V? Talk to Uncle D.
He's going through his usual post-movie depression.
Ah, the end of a production, the final performance of a show. It's horrific.
I've been there too, Denton. It's not horrific. It's difficult.
It's hell.
Well, whatever it is, Harold needs to get a grip. I have a baby and a job, and we have a house to run, and he's being pathetic.
What exactly is he saying?
Well, no, I shouldn't.
What is it?
It's not... I don't think he'd want me to talk about it with you.
But why not?
Because you're mean to him, Denton. He doesn't feel safe with you.
Moi? But that's ridiculous.
You make fun of his movies all the time. You're always telling him how awful he is, and...
Oh, I see.
What?
He's unhappy with his performance.
No, not exactly.
You can tell me, V. After all, you have a baby and a job and a home to run. You need someone to talk to.
Harold thinks he's atrocious in the film. It's all he talks about.
Do you know how bad? How bad is he in it?
Oh, Denton, I knew I shouldn't have told you.
No, you're right, I'm sorry. Look, he has the post-movie blues. They'll soon blow over.
You're right. I think he's just too macho to admit that he's in mourning. He's grieving because the shoot is over, so he's found something else to latch onto.
Yes, or he is really atrocious in the movie.
Oh!
Hello?
Oh, hi, Reuben.
How are things, old boy?
Not good.
Oh, no, what's happened?
I heard back from the detectives who are investigating the burglary at my house.
What have they found?
Well, I put together a list of pretty much everything I own to see exactly what was missing.
And?
And, besides my laptop and camera, they didn't take anything of any real value, except photo albums.
Photo albums?
Why would they take photo albums?
And my personal diary.
What thief would want a diary and photo albums?
Thieves who want things other than money or weapons. Thieves who want to know something about me.
Mr. Whitfield, did you see Pelly Pell while you were filming in Cape Town this weekend?
I did, actually. We managed to meet for coffee, but it was a pretty rushed affair.
How did you see him, Harold?
She said she's settling back into normality. Slowly but surely.
Oh, that poor girl.
Yeah, Mara, that's good. She must settle back into the normality. She must let the normality flow through her whole body so that she is totally normal again.
I'm glad she's feeling better and that she's back in the warm bosom harbor family again.
The bosom. Hey, Mr. What? Sometimes I don't know where you come from.
Hey, it's a metaphor, Shorty.
Who's that, gents?
Quick, Steve.
Hey, Quintops.
Good to see you.
Yeah, sit down, my China. Thanks.
Our stand-in sports reporter returns.
Yeah, back into the bosoms of Bra Bruce, right, Mr. What?
Bosom, Shorty, it's bosom.
I hear you're as sharp at sports reporting as our dear Silas Vilikazi, Quinton.
Sports mad my whole life, Mr. Whitfield. Sports mad, what can I say?
It's grand to see you, Munna. Shorty's Korogoro strikers need to get back on track for the Five-a-Side Soccer League.
Well, here I am, ready to roll, my China.
Good. You can't keep playing taxi driver for every Tom, Dick and Ruben who ask you.
Ah, that poor man.
And now the poor man's been robbed.
Yeah, it's one of the worst things ever. I mean, coming back from a trip and finding that you've been burgled.
It happened to V and me once, years ago. We went on a tour with a play, and we were gone about 3 months. We came back and they'd eaten us out of house and home. They took all our stuff. But it also seemed that they'd actually been living in the house.
Yes.
Oh, it's such an invasion.
You know, I'm wondering if this burglary hasn't got something to do with our Archie Crowthorne.
Why would you say that, Quick Sticks?
I don't know, but maybe he's still after the photos that Pearl and I were supposed to have taken.
Surely he's far away by now. He must have other fish to fry.
I certainly hope so.
No, Ruben, please.
But innocence...
I said no. It's all over. We don't need to talk about it anymore.
Anymore? We haven't talked about it at all.
Yes, and that's fine. All those things that happened, they're in the past now. We must just leave them there.
I need to know. Are you angry with me?
Oh, Ruben, I was so worried.
I know. And I'm sorry.
I kept thinking of all the terrible things that could have been happening.
But nothing bad happened.
I know that now, but I didn't know it then. How was I supposed to feel happy with something I didn't know anything about?
I understand.
You just left, and we didn't know where you were. And they had Pelly. Oh, that horrible man. He had Pelly. He's dangerous. And you went missing, and I just had the worst thoughts going through my head.
I'm really sorry.
And so I promised myself that when you came back, I wouldn't fight with you, because it won't achieve anything.
And you were right.
But then I thought, he deserves for me to fight with him. What if he'd gone off looking for Pelly and something bad had happened to him?
But it didn't.
Ruben. But it could have.
Yes, it could have, yeah.
You see?
So, you're not angry?
No, I'm not angry.
Oh, that's good. I was a little apprehensive about coming home and seeing you. I wasn't sure what kind of welcome I'd get.
Do you want some more pudding?
Oh, no, I've had 2 helpings already.
You need to get strong, Ruben.
I am strong. I did eat while I was away, you know. I wasn't in danger or starving or drinking or anything like that.
I know that.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I was actually trying to do a good thing.
Oh, Ruben, I know. I'm very, very proud of you for what you did. And I'm sorry I was cross. I was just very worried.
I know. I'm sorry I didn't tell you more about what I was doing. I suppose by trying to keep the details to myself in the hope of not worrying you, I ended up doing exactly the opposite.
So, did you eat?
Of course. The food wasn't of your high standard, of course, but I managed to make do. Sorry, innocence.
It's fine. Answer it.
I don't recognize this number.
Take it, Ruben.
Hello?
Ruben, how are you, my friend?
Who's this?
Your diaries make for very interesting reading.
Who is this?
If a man wants to be safe in this day and age, he ought really to alarm his property.
Is this...
Don't you agree?
Look here, tell me who's speaking.
Who was it, Ruben?
No one. I think they had the wrong number.
Sometimes I get a good feeling. Sometimes I get a good feeling. Sometimes
Shorty!
You've been singing that song for the last half an hour.
Oh, yeah, it's stuck in my head, Mr. Watwa.
Well, Shorty, unstick it, please. It's giving me a bad feeling.
That's funny. Because the song says...
Yes, I know why it's funny. And I know what the song says. After this morning, it'll be burned into my brain for life.
Sorry. Sometimes a brother's got to sing. It's not a crime.
It should be.
Hey, Mr. What? Grumpy morning for you, Exe.
Yeah, no. Sorry. I couldn't find my keys this morning and I got myself into a froth looking for them.
You find them?
Yeah, they're in my back pocket.
You need that key ring that you can whistle for. You whistle and it beeps and then you find the keys.
Yeah, I had that thing once, but you had to be whistling close to it, so by the time it beeped, the keys were already in front of my face.
Earworm. It's called an earworm.
Yeah? No, it's not.
Sorry, I didn't mean the key whistling thing. I mean when a song gets stuck in your head, it's called an earworm.
Ah, good name. I've got so many earworms, it's like a worm farm in my brain.
And from worms to Melissa. You said she's coming back tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. I'm looking forward to hearing how the branding conference went.
Haven't you heard from her yet?
No, over the phone, yes, but it'll be nice to have a face-to-face discussion about it. I hope she's learned some things we can institute at Vuka.
Branding? Gosh, maybe she'll suggest a billboard. Do you think we could have a Vuka billboard?
I want to be on it.
You don't work for the station.
But I'm involved, Exe.
But where would we put it?
In the window of the green room.
That wouldn't be a billboard. It would be a pot plant.
No, serious. We get huge pictures of all the Vukas, including me. Put on one big board thing that fits into the green room window. Then on the street, it would look like these huge heads are looking outside from the station. They'll be called the Vuka heads.
Hey,
big Vuka heads are watching you.
Oh, dream on, Short.
Yeah, I'll put the idea to Melissa when she gets back.
With my head.
Without your head.
Sure. It feels like Miss Melissa's been away for years.
Doesn't it?
Oh, it'll be good to have her back. We'll have a full Vuka house again, for a while at least.
Except for Silas, the runaway model.
Oh, that's what I want to hear about from Mel, about this whole Silas thing.
What about it?
Well, we still don't know how it all happened. Seems like he just landed a hugely lucrative contract overnight. Then he jetted off before even saying goodbye. It's very mysterious.
Maybe it's mysterious. Or maybe it's just Silas not telling anyone about what he's doing, like usual. He phoned me last night, actually.
And? Did he say how he got the modeling contract?
Nah, he was too busy saying how I was in tomorrow, sleeping, and he was in today, swimming. Huh? You know, with the time difference with Canada. It was after midnight when he called me, but it was in the daytime.
And he was swimming?
In the hotel pool. Yeah, thinks himself very great, that one.
Well, I'm glad he's enjoying himself.
Yeah, for sure, but he doesn't have to wake me up and tell me how great his life is. It's not fair, Mona. Hey, but what I'm gonna do is wait till it's like 3 in the Canadian morning. Then I'll call him and say I'm drinking mojitos on the beach in Cape Town. And I'll get all of you guys to shout behind me so it sounds like I'm having the best party of my life. Then the brother will be super jealous,
I don't know if he'll believe you.
Ah, yes. Why would you be in Cape Town?
Doesn't matter. He's on the other end of the world. He can't see me, so he has to believe what I say.
But he didn't tell you anything about the work he's doing and how he got it.
Nah, nothing.
But if that sign is it, then why isn't this sign doing...
Hi, Doc. You have a few minutes to talk.
Do you have a calculator on your phone?
Pardon?
A calculator, you know, a thing that calculates on your phone. Do you have one?
Yes, I think so.
Come, look here. See, if I press the addition sign, it is. But then when I want to multiply with the multiply sign, it does something else.
Let me see.
Here.
Oh, yes, I think you've got to shift like you do on a computer. So, here, with the multiply button, you shift and... There it is.
Oh, wonderful. Thanks. I should never have got a new phone. Too much trauma. So, you wanted to ask me something?
Yes, well, I wanted to speak to you about Reuben.
Okay. Is something the matter?
Don't tell me you haven't noticed.
He's been through a rough time, Harold.
Yes, I know. That's why I wanted to talk to you about him. We were sitting here in the green room a little earlier, preparing for the next Between the Lines show, and he was 1,000 miles away. He didn't seem able to engage at all.
He's distracted. It's perfectly understandable.
I'm not saying it's not understandable. I'm saying that when I have to prepare for a show and I'm speaking to a man who doesn't respond to me, then there's a problem. When he finally reacted to me, he started discussing a totally different book from the one we were covering.
Oh, dear.
You see?
Well, all we can do is cut him some slack until he's himself again. It shouldn't take that long.
I think he needs a break. I don't think he's being of any help to anyone here, least of all himself. Perhaps you could do Between the Lines with me for a few weeks.
A few weeks? It won't take that long.
Well, hopefully not. But what if he's having some sort of nervous breakdown?
I think he's just worried about Sabran being missing and his sister. She hasn't been handling the situation very well, I hear.
I think he should take the week off.
Well, I'll speak to him and see what he says.
How are you feeling in there?
Cool as ice, brah. Silas has left me some big shoes to fill, but so far so good.
Sweet. But yeah, you know Silas hasn't left forever, hey? It's just this gig in Canada and he'll be back.
No, sure. I know. It's quite that the soccer season's nearly kicking off again. I can wheaties about the beautiful game for hours.
You gonna be focusing on any particular teams and their chances this year?
Yeah, I'll have a look at the form book. But what I really want to talk about today is Bafana and what lies ahead on the road to Brazil and the 2014 Soccer World Cup.
Good one.
I mean, does Gordon Egerson have the skills to make sure we make it all the way, huh?
I don't know. Does he?
Well, it'd be a tragedy if we don't make it to Brazil after hosting the World Cup in 2010, eh?
For sure. But are you hopeful? I mean, do you think our chances are good?
Hey. If Gordon Egerson can't get us to the next World Cup, then no one can. But at the end of the day, it's not just about the next World Cup. It's about building and developing players over the time. You know, like the soccer academy Vusi's at. To me, that's the way of the future. Nurturing talent and allowing it to grow in like a formal training environment.
Yeah?
And these schools, or academies, or whatever, but they need to be funded by government and big business so that they can develop soccer players from all over the country.
Cool. You gonna say that on air?
Word for word, brah. With some extra Kwai words thrown in, you know.
Hi, Ruben.
Hi, Doc. Would you like some tea?
No, thanks.
How are you?
I was going to ask you that.
Oh, I'm fine. Great. You sure you won't have any tea? The kettle's just boiled.
I'm fine, thanks.
So, Mel's back tomorrow, eh?
She is, yes.
It'll be nice.
Very nice. I was wondering if we could just have a little... Ruben!
Pardon. Sorry.
I said I was wondering if we could just have a little chat.
A little chat? Of course. Is something wrong?
No. I just wanted to know how things are going with you.
Oh, can't complain.
Ruben, for heaven's sake.
What?
We all know what a difficult time you've been going through.
I know you do, Doc, but it's over now. And I'm feeling okay about things.
Sabrand is still missing?
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
Well, then, what's all this about your difficult time being over? I know it must be an awful strain waiting for news of Sabrand, not to mention worrying about your sister.
Yeah, well, yeah, it is a strain. But there's really nothing I can do about it, and I'm trying to keep Sabrand's disappearance at arm's length. The man was playing with fire in the first place. To be honest, he's been playing with fire since I've known him. And it's a miracle this is the first time in his life he's been in real life-threatening trouble.
And you?
Well, I'm not in any life-threatening trouble.
No, but you're still a human being.
Apparently.
Ruben, honestly.
Doc, honestly.
This is no time to pretend that everything in your life is just hunky-dory. What's so funny?
I can't remember the last time I heard someone say hunky-dory.
You know what I mean. You've got troubles. And it'll be better for you if you admit to them.
I don't have troubles. My sister's got troubles. My brother-in-law's got troubles.
Do you believe he's alive?
I don't know. I don't know, Doc. Like I said, I've done all I can. Now I just want to get back into the rhythm of Vuka and focus on my work.
Okay, great.
Of course I want Sabrand to be found and to be in good health. Of course I want that.
Oh, of course. So, you don't think you need to take a few days off to gather yourself?
No, not at all.
Because Harold and I can do the next few between the lines and you could just...
I'm fine, Doc. All I want to do is work.
What is this then? Another diary. How many ruddy diaries does a man need? Work diary, home diary. What the hell is this one? Planting diary. Looks like our man Lombard's got a bit of the old obsessive compulsion. Home diary. Well, Lombard, you are a busy boy. Dinner parties, lunches, book launches. Oh, what's this word now? Man writes like a bally animal. Imuween. What the hell is Imuween? Imuween here. Imuween there. Innocence. Innocence. And innocence is definitely not a dinner party. Innocence is a woman. A woman whose number is right here. A woman called Innocence. That is the joke of the century. Lombard, you poor, sad fool.
Hello?
Innocence, darling, how are you?
Sorry, who am I speaking to?
It's me, you silly thing.
Who?
Oh, Innocence, Innocence, Innocence.
Who is this?
Are you as innocent as you sound? I wonder.
All right, who are you?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I don't understand why you didn't call me last night, Innocence.
Oh, Ruben, because...
Because? Because why? You're clearly very upset about it. You've asked me to come to the house.
I know, but...
You should have called me immediately after you received the crank call.
It wasn't a crank call, Ruben. It was much more scary than that.
All right, I'm sorry, I used the wrong phrase.
That person on the other end of the phone, he didn't sound like he was joking or playing around.
So, you got the call and then you just went to bed?
No. I wanted to phone the police, but then I thought that it would be pointless.
And you didn't call me because?
Because I was scared. I was scared that if it was those bad people who kidnapped Pele, you would have just got upset and tried to go after them again. And I didn't want that.
Then why did you call me this morning?
Because I didn't sleep a wink last night. And I realized I had to tell you because otherwise it would just go around and around in my head and make me sick again.
Well, I'm glad you did call this morning.
And I'm glad you came over here.
All right. What do you remember about the call?
I remember feeling scared. I remember feeling like someone was watching me.
Did it sound like Sabrant?
No. I know Sabrant's voice.
Perhaps he was disguising it.
It wasn't Sabrant, Ruben.
All right. Well, what did he say?
He was just laughing, and he was asking me if innocent was innocent, or something like that. It didn't make any sense.
Did you reply?
I asked him who he was.
And?
And he said, "Wouldn't you like to know?" And then he just laughed and then dropped the phone.
He hung up?
Yes.
Sounds like the call I got the other night.
What call the other night?
Someone called me while I was here.
Oh, yes, I remember.
And I told you it was a wrong number. It wasn't a wrong number.
I knew that something was wrong.
I'm wondering if these calls aren't linked.
Oh, Ruben, I'm very scared now. This doesn't feel right. I don't want to let little Bongi out of my sight.
I cannot actually believe that I'm sitting here at Carla's Cucina again, sipping a decaf skinny latte.
It's very exciting.
Oh, it's utterly ferocious is what it is.
Well, it's good to have you back.
You know, there were times while I was away when I utterly pined for Radio Vuka and all my colleagues. All I wanted sometimes was to sit here at Carla's and drink lattes and spend the morning gossiping.
We never gossip, Melissa. We only ever discuss very important matters.
You are too much, babe.
I'm glad to hear that you missed us. Really, I am. But you can be thankful that you weren't here when all those terrible things happened to Pearl.
I was totally freaking out in Cape Town.
It was very scary. We didn't think we'd ever see her again.
Poor Pearlie.
And things at Vuka were insane.
Well, I can imagine. Everyone was away. Pearl was being held hostage somewhere.
Doc was having panic attacks.
No. Are you for real?
100% for real.
Oh, wow, babe. That's off the charts crazy.
Well, everyone was under so much pressure. Harold was away, and you and Denton. Gift went off at one point to do some work in KZN, and then I had my week in the Winelands. So a lot of the time it was just Silas and Doc doing all the work.
And Quentin?
Quentin was with Reuben up in Limpopo.
Oh, radio, nobody at home.
You can say that again.
But tell me about Doc's panic attacks.
Yes, well, all he told me was that he was about to go on air for Current Affairs, and then he had a panic attack. Right there, behind the microphone.
Oh, poor Doc. What a fail.
He was under so much pressure.
Sa did kind of fill me in on all the gory details when we were in Cape Town together for the Sasha Vittori gig.
How's he doing?
Oh, he's fine. Silas is so strong. He just said it was a complete nightmare.
It was. But things are returning back to normal now. Slowly, apart from the fact that Reuben is still very worried about Sabrant.
He's still missing, right?
Yes.
And Innie? Is she okay?
Innocence is remarkable. She's back at work insisting that it's all in the past. She's back to her old self.
Hey, Miss Melissa!
Shorty!
Hey, shh, look at you. Looking more tutti-frutti than ever, say.
Oh, thanks, babe. You don't look so bad yourself.
Oh, for sure.
You look utterly fierce.
Ah, stop it.
How are things with you?
Yeah, grand, except for my father and his catastrophic cataracts.
Okay.
Shorty's father has cataracts. He has to have a little procedure and he'll be as right as rain.
Yeah, I just wish the little procedure was over with. Baba is acting like we want to remove his spleen and feed it to the chickens, say.
But Innocence is taking him to the clinic, so
I won't have to listen to all the moaning and groaning on the way to the operation.
Oh, good old Innie to the rescue again.
Has something happened?
She's sick again.
Just please tell us it's nothing serious.
Well, I don't know yet.
What is it, Reuben?
We need to be extra gentle with her today.
Yes, you've said that already, but what's wrong with Innocence?
Oh, calm down, Denton.
That's all right, Doc. Innocence got a call last night. A strange, rather eerie phone call. We don't know who it was, but it was suspicious and Innocence is very scared.
What kind of call?
What's going on, Ruben?
It was a man. He called her last night. He laughed into the phone, and when she asked who it was, all he said was, "Wouldn't you like to know?" And then he hung up.
Goodness me.
This isn't good.
No, it isn't. I can't help but feel that it could be Archie.
Perhaps it was too much to hope that all the madness from the last few weeks is over.
Has she reported this to the police?
We did that this morning. But short of tapping Innocence's phone and waiting for him to call again, there's nothing the police can do.
You're right, and I doubt whether he'll call again soon. He won't want to risk getting caught.
I think we should let Innocence go home. She needs to take it easy.
I'm not sure that's what she wants.
Especially if she's scared.
She doesn't want to be alone at the house. She wants to be with people who care about her.
She's very fragile, Reuben. She's just been hospitalized, for goodness sake.
Of course, Anton. But if we make her do something she doesn't want to do, it might make things worse.
Look, I've offered to stay at her place for a while, until Vuka gets back from his overseas tour.
That's very generous of you, Ruben.
Well, it'll certainly make her feel safer.
She's also worried about Bongi's safety.
How's it?
Hey, Veronica. Melissa, sweetie, darling.
How's it, D-Babe?
Oh, Melissa. It's so good to see you.
Oh, you too, Doc.
Hey, Melissa.
How's it, Rubes? How are you?
No, I'm fine.
I just wanted to say how sorry I am about everything that happened while I was away.
Thank you.
And you don't need to feel guilty about anything.
I know that.
I mean, how are you to know that Sabrand would turn out to be a crazy kidnapping criminal?
Melissa?
It's fine, V. She's right.
Ruben went out to find Pearl, Melissa. He was very brave.
I couldn't very well sit around and do nothing, Doc.
I heard your brother-in-law is still missing. I hope he's okay.
Thanks.
So, how was it, the conference, your trip to Cape Town? Tell us everything.
D, it was off the charts. Hold the phone. Stunning. I have so many ideas for fads and fashions, I can hardly keep them all in my head.
That's all well and good, but first, Anil wants to see you.
Yes, I know. He's already left 2 messages on my voicemail this morning. Oh, goodness. I'm back for 2 seconds and I'm already busy.
When are you going to see him?
As soon as I've seen Innie, I'll pop over to the Emporium.
Hello, everybody.
Innie!
Oh, Miss Melissa, you're back.
How's it, babe? Are you okay?
Oh, I'm so happy you're home. Oh, so happy.
Oh, Innie. Oh, don't cry. Oh.
I don't want to talk about it.
Come on, we have to, Shorty.
Ishmar Quintin, my China, it's so depressing.
We can't just pretend the problem doesn't exist.
He's right, Shorty Shots.
But Mr. What, maybe if we pretend there's no problem, the problem will just somewhere go away quick one time.
You don't really believe that now, do you, bro?
No.
Okay, so let's talk about this.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, go.
You go.
Oh, you're the one who wants to talk about it.
Yeah, but it's your thing, Shorts.
Just tell us your thoughts, Shorty. How do you see us moving forward?
What do you want me to say, eh? Mombasa just disappeared into thin air. Silas is jetting all over the world with this modeling thing. The 5-a-side soccer league is a giant failure.
How can you say that?
Because it's true. And that's one thing about me that you must learn, Quick Sticks. I always tell the truth. Even if it's the most painful thing ever,
Except it's not the truth. Just because Mombasa and Silas are away doesn't mean that the whole league is over, you know. It still has us.
It's not the same.
I know it's not the same, but that's different from it being a failure, brah.
Yeah, you're right.
Of course he is.
You see, this depression thing is dangerous. It makes you think crazy things.
You're not depressed. You're just a bit down, you know. Depression is a totally different thing.
Yeah, okay, I'm down.
Yeah, but you don't need to be.
Yeah, there are a whole bunch of really good players out there who could take Silas and Mombasa's places pretty easily.
It's just Quick Sticks and me and Mombasa and Silas started this league, Mr. What. We were the driving force behind it. We were the drivetrain, the 4-wheel drive system behind the whole thing, my China. And now the transfer case is broken and the league is just summer 2-wheel drive.
So what's the problem, Shorty?
Mr. What? Imagine driving in a giant 4x4. You can do things. You can climb up a giant steep mountain and go down the other side, and it's so scary your eyes almost pop out of your head.
Shorty,
2-wheel drive. It's boring. You just go straight.
Good grief, the dramatics, Shorty.
Dramatic? I'm not being dramatic. I'm just saying that I don't know how much of this I can take. If we keep losing people like this, I don't think I can go on.
How can you be so selfish, Shorty?
Yeah?
May I remind you why we started this league in the first place? We started it for the children. We started it for the underprivileged children from the streets in our community to give them something to hold on to.
Yeah,
to help them achieve something in their lives.
He's right, oh Shorty.
Yeah, okay. I am picking up what you are putting down. Sorry.
What was that?
I said I am picking up what you
No. After that.
putting down.
Hey, Shorty.
I said I'm sorry.
Good.
Hey,
How's it?
Miss Melissa.
man.
Hey, it's so good to see you. Sit down.
But you saw me this morning, Shorty.
Yeah, Mara, this morning was, I was shattered by your presence because I hadn't seen you for such a long time. And now I am prepared to see you so I can appreciate it even more.
She's bro. Yo,
It's true.
you are looking kiff, Mel.
Oh, well, thanks, Quentin. I don't feel very kid, though. I feel run off my feet.
Your first day back has been busy?
Oh, Anil, you have no idea, babe.
So, what are you drinking?
Just mineral water. I need to restore and rejuvenate my chi and my bod. Water is super stunning for that. What's funny, babe?
Nothing. You're back, Miss Melissa. It just makes me feel very happy in my soul.
But there are limits. I mean, this one day I was meeting someone for coffee in town, and Government Avenue was like a river. You totally needed a canoe to get from one end to the other.
Did you get one?
Oh, I got drenched. And I was wearing my new suede boots that I hadn't sealed yet. And now they're totally destroyed.
Can you seal suede?
Oh, yeah. You get the stuff. It's like a waterproofing spray.
Good to know.
Too late for my boots, though.
Well, darling, you shouldn't have worn them in Cape Town.
Oh, no. But the day was so sunny in the morning. Oh, anyway, I'm putting those boots out of my mind.
Yes, do. Because I want to hear how Silas is doing in Toronto.
Oh, he's totally seizing the day. JP's been showing him off, and he's a hit with the Canadians. Apparently, they've been calling him Super Mario, and he's getting a real kick out of it.
Super what?
Mario.
What's that?
Yo, hey, Miss V, you need to get plugged into the pulse of the planet like quick, one time. Everyone knows Super Mario.
Well,
Mario Balotelli.
So he's a person?
a soccer player. He's a soccer player.
Not just a soccer player. He's the star striker from Italy.
And he's super hot.
He's a great player.
And totally dreamy.
He's the striker for Manchester City.
Oh, so you mean people there think Silas is good looking like this Super Mario chap?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I thought maybe people were asking him to play soccer or something.
No ways. They just think he's got the looks, etc.
And what more can you ask for as a model?
Yes, I suppose. Bit sad for him.
What do you mean? It's amazing for him. He goes to Canada to do a little gig, and everyone there thinks he's the hottest thing since like underfloor heating. There's nothing sad about that.
No, sure. I just don't know if that's what Silas wants. Maybe he does.
There's the moolah as well.
But doesn't he want to be a sports reporter and a commentator?
He can be a sports reporter and a model, V. He already is.
But it seems like with all the success in Canada, maybe he'll stay there and become a full-time Super Mario.
Super Mario look-alike.
Well, yes. And I don't think that would be so good for him.
How do you know what's good for him?
I don't. I was just thinking out loud that it would be a bit sad for Silas to become a full-time model in Canada.
Okay, well, I never suggested that was going to happen.
And when he called me yesterday, he was complaining about the weather being up and down. It's supposed to be summer, but then it's suddenly so cold. Even though everyone there keeps pretending it's hot by wearing shorts and that.
Yeah, sounds like Cape Town.
Much worse. It snows there.
I know, but not in summer.
It could.
Unlikely.
Anyway, if the brother's not loving the weather, he'll probably be home soon.
But how did it all happen so quickly? That's what I want to know.
The weather?
No, Silas getting this job with Sasha Vettori.
Sasha Vettori and Hoity to Toity. Sounds quite a team, eh?
Silas was here, and then he was in Canada. What happened?
Well, JP and Sasha have worked together a lot in the past. And with JP in Toronto, he was able to pull a few strings. Apparently, a gap opened up to do a show over there when some designer went crazy or something. JP suggested Sasha, and who's ever organising the show liked her stuff. So they got her to fly over as soon as possible. And Sasha insisted Silas come along. So off they went.
Wow.
Yeah, Si's a lucky fish.
Good morning, dears.
Hi,
Morning, Mr. Fadatlas.
You know what I feel like today? I feel like a man who has no colour in his body. I feel grey.
Oh, dear.
I need colour in my system, friends, and colour for the body is sugar and cream. I need sugar and cream in large amounts, and I'm ordering a cream cake, maybe 2.
You're living on the edge.
You can have 1, not 2.
Since when are you my dietary advisor?
Since I noticed your rapidly expanding middle, I need to draw up a new power walking schedule for us so we can be sleek for summer.
Summer's ages away.
Not in Canada.
Well, we're not in Canada, are we? We're in the greatest African metropolis, a metropolis built on blood, sweat and dough-based products. And I plan to celebrate it with the best dough-based products the city has to offer.
Fine, you can have 1. But then we're back to the power walking.
How about I write up the schedule and you obey it? I'll install an umpire's chair in the park so I can keep track of your walking progress.
Darling, you do need to exercise, though.
I know, but why? It's so boring. Gift doesn't exercise.
He runs the Comrades Marathon.
Yes, well, even if he didn't, he'd be thin. It's not fair. If thinking burnt calories, I'd be a skinny little minx and Gift would have to be airlifted from his living room.
Denton, Gift thinks all the time.
Not as much as me. I'm the gold medalist of thinking.
Funny, it doesn't show.
3, I'll have 3 cream cakes.
You will not.
Hey, Mr. Fafa, if you don't like walking, maybe you should do something more fun.
Like what? Pole dancing?
Like gym. Silas is my gym partner, but he's away now. Why don't you replace him and join me at Putlas?
Good grief, no. I'd rather join you for a root canal.
She discovers they aren't related at all.
Oh, sounds interesting.
It is. Well, the first few chapters certainly are. I'll finish it in the next few days and then give you a full review.
Thanks. I haven't been able to even get through a chapter of any of my books.
I thought that might be the case. Don't worry about it.
It's very unprofessional of me. I'm very sorry.
Reuben, you've had huge family matters to deal with.
Still, it's my job.
There's nothing to worry about. I'll be finished this one soon, and I've got another one I've already finished, and I'll review it tomorrow. Between the lines is safe.
Thanks.
No problem.
I'll start my list tonight, I promise.
Only if you feel up to it. And don't think of it as a list. Think of it as one book. Just reading one book. Otherwise it seems like an endless chore, and it's not. We're not having a speed reading competition or anything.
With me on V's advice. Now, I didn't know very much about gestational diabetes until a few weeks ago, when I met a woman with the condition in my gynecologist's waiting room. I subsequently did some research and thought it would be a good idea to share my knowledge with you. As the name implies, gestational diabetes is diabetes, or low blood sugar, that some women develop when they fall pregnant. All women can anticipate hormonal changes when they're expecting, but between 3 and 10% of women could well develop gestational diabetes. The good news is that having this condition doesn't mean that the mother or the baby is sick in any way. Extra care, though, needs to be taken because there can be ramifications: high blood pressure, infections, early labour and possibly premature birth. After the break, I'll be discussing screening for gestational diabetes and looking at how to manage your blood sugar levels if you do develop the condition. Stay with Vuka.
You're clear.
Thanks.
Gestational diabetes. Yo, try saying that 3 times in a row.
Oh, tell me about it. I nearly said testational, the last one.
This is the first time I've heard of it.
Well, that's understandable. It's only when you're pregnant that you start hearing about all the possible conditions and complications that could go along with it.
Shame, yeah.
But I got through it okay.
You did?
And most women do, judging by all the babies around.
Yeah, for sure. And now you're a pregnancy baby mother expert.
Not really.
You know more about it than anybody else around here.
Well, that's true. It really is amazing. I mean, to think that 2 years ago, I'd almost given up on ever giving birth.
Isn't Neil supposed to be here for this meeting?
He is. He's on his way.
Doc, don't move. Stay where you are.
What's wrong? What is it?
There's a thing on him.
What's on me?
Where?
Where?
Just calm down.
Is it a snake?
A snake?
Of course it's not a snake. How would a snake get on him in here?
How did a thing get on me? What is the thing?
Is it an animal?
It's a praying mantis.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Big fellow.
Flick it off, please, Denton.
But if I flick it off, it'll fly into the tea things and strike again.
Oh, Dee, honestly.
I'm not afraid of them. It can stay in here.
Yes, that's fine. Flick it off.
Oh, I hope it doesn't fly in my face. I hope it doesn't crawl down Doc's collar and bite his neck and never let go, and then he'll have to have an operation to get a mantis head removed from his epidermis.
Oh, flick it off, for goodness sake.
I'm too scared. It might bite my finger and...
There, it's off.
Ah! It's in my hair! It's in my face!
No, it's there on the table.
Oh, yes. Yes, so it is. So it is.
Right, well, shall we get on with the meeting?
Oh, we can't. We're waiting for Anil.
Is he staying in here?
Who?
The thing.
Oh, for Pete's sake, Denton. It's not as if it's a saber-toothed tiger. When the meeting's done, I'll set him free.
Or her?
Her? Yes, they eat their husbands. Did you know that?
Well, luckily for all of us, we're not married to mantises.
Or married at all.
And I don't think praying mantises get married exactly.
Well, you never know what's going on in the animal kingdom when you're not looking, do you?
No, you don't. But to get back to the meeting, guys, I've already chatted to Anil about the branding conference. He says he wants to organise a staff meeting with everyone concerned to map the way ahead and implement some of the things I've come up with.
Great idea.
Yes. Yes, great. Marvellous.
You're not concentrating at all, are you, Far Douglas? You haven't taken your eyes off Godzilla since she flopped onto that table.
What? Huh? What? Sorry?
The mantis won't hurt you, Dee.
No, I know. I just don't like its face.
Okay, Doc. Is there anything you'd like to raise before Anil gets here?
Well, I have concerns regarding Ruben and Innocence. They've both gone through and are going through difficult times, and I feel that they should be allowed to talk about their feelings with everyone present.
Good idea.
That's if they want to speak about their feelings.
Of course, but I'm sure it'll be beneficial for everyone concerned if they do.
Yes.
Agreed. The Vuka family needs to pull together now.
We do.
I just want to be clear that the Vuka family doesn't include that praying mantis.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon.
Is there something I can help you with?
Yes, I'm looking for a pair of high-powered binoculars, the best you've got.
Okay, well, there's a couple of options to choose from.
I said the best you've got.
Certainly, sir. I'll get them for you now.
Make sure they've got a good twilight factor, the widest field of view possible, and especially night vision capabilities. That's very important. Night vision capabilities.
That was another episode of Radio Vuka, with Samson Khumalo as Doc, Michael Richard as Denton, Molefi Monaisa as Shorty, Graham Hopkins as Harold, Louise St. Clair as Veronica, and Dr. Khasu Nkatlo as Innocence. Melissa is played by Shelley Meskin, Anil by Huey Lowe, Gift by Mpo Osei Tutu, Silas by Rantebeng Makapan, and Ruben by Richard van der Westhuizen. Technical production is by Karen Gravett, Neria Makwena, and Mbabi Machiba. Head writer is Paul Slabalepsy, with script editing and direction by Bruce Miller. And you can get all the latest lowdown on the show by visiting the Radio Vuka page on Facebook.